Hello guys. Please can you all hear my voice clearly? Please respond. I want to see your comments in the comment room if you can hear me clearly. Okay, that's good. I have no time to waste. I'm just going to hit on some direct things that they can ask you in exams, and that's all. I don't have time to come and be talking plenty this evening. So let's hit the nail right, or how did they say it? See, let's hit the hammer on the nail, and let's hit the nail on the hammer straight forward. So let's go straight to the point. Is that okay? So pay attention. Failure to pay attention, don't blame me after the exams. If you pay attention. So in exams, pay attention. If you like, don't pay attention. In exams, they will ask. I know what I'm talking about. If they ask you what the web consists of, don't forget this tutorial I'm doing is not this thing. It's better for you to just take your reading material. How am I saying reading material? Take a note and be jotting down things that I'll be saying. Some things that I'll be telling you, jot them down. And revise them. After the meeting, then you'll be revising. Okay, yeah, Philos said this, Philos said this. If all those things stick in your head, trust me, tomorrow if you see the question paper, you'll be able to answer questions. Now, the web, okay, the web that we use, like our normal web, it consists of something we call pages. That's why when you go to KNUST website, when you click on admission, where it will take you to is different from when you click on, let's say, student portal. It will take you to another place. When you click on blog, it will also take you somewhere else. So where all those things are taking you, they are called pages, like pages in your book, like the way your book has several pages. So a web also consists of what? Pages. Is that okay? But those pages, we don't just call them pages like that. We call them web pages. So please keep that note. So a web consists of what? Web pages. Okay, and it is important to know that, the World Wide Web, okay, the World Wide Web is organized into web pages, okay, that contain text, graphic, and links. Is that not it? The World Wide Web is organized into what? Web pages that consist of text, graphics, and links. Is that okay? They contain text, graphic, or what? Or links. I'm coming. Let me show you something. It will come. I think the network is this thing for now. So a web consists of web pages. Don't forget that. Okay. Now, we call something URL. Is that okay? We call something what? URL. And a URL is basically like this. Like you see something like this. Observe closely. HTTPS colon // The / is 2. Is that okay? // then you say something, let's say www.knust.edu.gh. A lot of the e-commerce this time, okay, e-commerce, a lot of them, okay, you will get there. Okay, www.knust.edu.gh. Now, look at something. This KNUST website, this is KNUST website and Kasankasala, right? But if you see / on it, okay, and you see / admission, however you spell admission, but you see after knust.edu.gh, then you see / admission. Okay, now this / admission, it's the particular page you want to go to. Is that okay? Now, this admission you see here is the path name. Okay, the path you are going to. Okay, the directory is the folder or the directory location. Is that okay? The / after the www.knust.edu.gh, then you see some / that says admission, meaning you are going to a folder called admission inside KNUST website. If it is / academics, meaning you are going to academic page on the student website. So that's the path name. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What if they ask you that what does the path name in the URL indicate? What does the path name in the URL indicate? A, the IP address only. B, the operating system. C, the search engine. D, the browser type. And E, the folder or the directory location. What will you choose? What does the path name in the URL indicate? The path name in the URL indicates the path. Path is like road where you are going. Is that okay? So what does it indicate? A, the IP address only. B, the operating system. C, the search engine. D, the browser type. And E, the folder or directory location. So it is the folder or directory location. That's what you represent. Meaning you are going to the admission folder. That's where you are going to. Oh, let me show you. I don't think you guys will understand it from this type. My network is not connecting. You don't worry, I will still get, the network will come then, I'll work on that for you. Now, on social media like X, Facebook and the likes, they also have their own pages. They have something called pages. Is that okay? But you, the user, when you post on X or Facebook and the others, what you post, okay, those things that you share on X are mostly called posts. Is that okay? Things that you share on those platforms are called what? Posts. Is that okay? But on a website, where you are going to on a website particularly is the directory. Is that okay? In computer language, we call it directory. What you people call folder, we call it directory. Okay. What you guys have been calling folder, we call it directory location or directory. So you can also call it folder in IT language. It's accepted. Is that okay? So that's the location. So you are going to admission directory, admission folder. Get it? Then you see, when we used to have something called IPv4, and then later it was developed. We later get something called IPv6. Is that okay? Now, the IPv6, no, it is based on something. Okay, pay attention. The IPv6 uses certain notation. Okay, it uses what? Certain notation. And what is that notation? or what format does IPv6 takes? It's important to know that because you see it in exams. What format does it take? IPv6 particularly. Does it take octal format, Roman numeral format, binary format, decimal format, or hexadecimal format? What format does it take? The IPv6, does it take octal, Roman numerals, binary, decimal, or hexadecimal? So please don't forget, write the notes now. IPv6 takes a hexadecimal format. Is that okay? IPv6 takes what? Hexadecimal. It uses hexadecimal notation. Okay. And every group is separated by colon. Okay, colon. Like you see some numbers, then you see colon. Some more numbers, then you see colon. Some more numbers, so they are separated by colons. Don't forget that as well. Is that okay? IPv6 uses hexadecimal notation, and with groups separated by what? By colons. Is that okay? It uses hexadecimal notation with group separated by colons. Don't forget that. Are you? Now, anytime you go to a website, let's say you type knust.edu.gh and it takes you to KNUST website straightforward. The first page you land on, just as when you are landing from London to Accra and to Ghana, they will first drop you in Accra. If you want to go to Wale or anywhere, you can move from Accra. So the first place you will land before you start exploring other places, the first airport you will get to before you start exploring other places, when you go to a particular website, how is it called? How is it called? You need to know that as well. Okay. So the main page, we call it like as in the main page of a website. What I'm trying to ask you is that what is the main page of a website called? The main page of the website, what is it called? Basically, when you are coming to Ghana and they drop you at Kotoka, like, so how do we call that Kotoka? Like, that's what I'm trying to ask. So we call it home page. Okay, we call it home page. Don't forget that. They will ask you in exams, home page. So it is the main page around which other pages of a website are organized. Is that okay? Don't forget, it is the main page around which the other pages of a website are organized. It is the main page around which the other pages of the website are what? Are organized. I hope you've written that down. It is the main page. It came in the midterm. Things that come in midterm can come in end of sem again. But end of sem will be more plenty. Like they will add extra questions. There are some things you've seen them in the midterm. They can still come in the end of sem. That's how it is. You've written first semester exam, so you know what I'm talking about. You should know by now that they repeat some few questions again. Okay. Are you there? Can I proceed? Okay. Now, we call something HTML tags. Okay. Pay attention. HTML tags. So look at this. You guys are lucky today. I have an example, a clear example here. So we call something HTML tags. Observe it from here. Let me open one of my files here, then I show you HTML tags. I believe you can see my screen. Let me open my landing page. I think my landing page is in marketing, component marketing. Yeah, marketing. Now look at this landing page. This one, the programming language I'm using is Next.js, so you may not know everything here, but don't worry. Look at this tag. This tag is me telling this thing that this is a main page and this is a logo, this is a nav tag, this is div, this is header. So when you guys go to KNUST website, you see a header where some links are. This is the header. This is the header I use for it. You see, so these things are called tags because they have greater than and less than. They have greater than and less than sign close to them. So they are tags. You get it? They are tags. Is that okay? Now look at something. When I use H1 here, look at this. I open greater than sign and I use less than sign and I use H1. Then forget about what is in the middle there, class name. That one, I'm just defining the class. Now look at something I did here. Observe h1, then class name, then I wrote mt6, meaning I'm saying the margin top should be 6, but you forget about the blue ones. Okay, don't focus on the blue ones. Now I close the tag here. See, I use greater than sign to close it here. Let me remove this thing so that you guys can see it clearly. Let me remove the blue way so that I can see it clearly. Let me remove this blue here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about clearly. So now I've removed the blue that's inside the H1. That blue, we call it CSS. I use it to design it. Okay, it should look this way, it should look red, it should look blue. Like, it's just for design. Is that okay? Now look at something. I've written H1 here. Okay. Now I use less than H1, then I use greater than here. Then I wrote your materials finally understood. Then I close the H1 here. You see, I close it here, meaning that I'm telling my programming language that anything that is inside the opening and closing of H1, this is the closing of H1, and this is the opening of it. This is the opening. This is the opening of H1, and this is the closing of H1. So I'm telling my programming language that anything that is inside the opening and closing of H1, that thing should be, it should look big, like it should look like heading 1. The heading should be, meaning it's heading, meaning that thing is a heading, not a paragraph. You see the way when you are writing something, then you make something heading, then you make also some paragraph, normal paragraph. So here I'm telling my programming language that whatever I write inside the H1 should be a heading, heading 1. We have types of heading. You see the way you guys have in Microsoft Word. Let me show you something in Microsoft Word. See, when I write coffee, so when I write coffee, if it is a heading, okay, coffee, if it's a heading, if I change it to heading 1, see, you see in your Microsoft Word, you have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4 going. Heading 1, the text is more bigger than heading 2. See how coffee was looking like. If I change it to heading 1, see how it has changed to. You see that it's looking more bigger. If I make it heading 2, it has reduced in size. But if I make it normal is for paragraph. It's just for simple writing. So in programming language also, we use H1. My phone fell down, so it fell on the computer, so I have to restart this thing. You don't worry, let's continue. I'm not home, so I'm using I'm not home, so I don't have multiple machines here that I can alternate. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that if you want to make something bold, okay, you see the way I use H1 to let my programming language know that I want that thing to be a heading. The same way, if you want to make something bold, you use B. We use B for that one. Okay, just B. Is that okay? We use only B for that. Okay. It's loading, I'm coming in. Don't forget the HTML tag, we call it HTML. Okay, the HTML tag we use to make a text bold is B. Okay, we use the B. Hey, all my browsers are closed. Now, I'm coming. You let me turn on the board. If you don't get it, I'm coming. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm coming. Let me turn on the board, okay? I wish there's a place I use the B so that you see what I'm talking about, but I don't use that type of way. It's mostly for basic HTML, so okay. What I'm saying is, if you see this B, this is the HTML tag we use to bolden a text. Is that okay? If you want to bolden a text, if you want it to be bold, we use this HTML tag. Is that okay? And the other one I was talking about, you see, if I write H1 in coding, this thing I'm talking about is in coding, HTML. When you are coding HTML, if you write H1 this way and you write Kofi is a boy, then you close it this way, H1. This Kofi is a boy will appear big. It will appear, you see the way this thing looks bold and big like this. That's what we are talking about. Like the H1 will appear big like this, whereas the P is the one that appears small like this, like what you have here. This small one you have here, it is the P tag that make it appear this way. Okay, the P tag makes it appear, but H1 tags make this one appear big like this. Is that okay? But if you see the way this one is appearing boldened, like it's bold, but the other ones are not bold. What makes this one bold is this tag. This B tag makes it bold. Is that okay? So that makes it bold. Is it clear? Can I proceed? Thumbs up if you are following. Thumbs up if you are following. And that's not enjoyment. Okay, now in exams when they ask you that what does DNS stand for, that one it's something easy for you to quickly recollect, like you should know. Okay, DNS. Okay, so when they ask you what DNS stand for, you should be able to like tell. And what does it stand for? It stands for domain name system. Don't forget. If you remember my name. Okay, so name, domain name system. Okay, so DNS stands for what? Domain name system. And what's its function? You should also know its function. And what's its function? Write it down. Write the function down. I'll say it right now, then you write it down. So the DNS coordinates domain names with their corresponding IP addresses. It coordinates domain name with their corresponding IP addresses. It corresponds domain name with their corresponding IP addresses. Do you guys remember that in SHS, you learned something like this in maths, where they tell you that what is the binary for, let's say, 24? If you want to find the binary for 24, then you say 2 goes into 24. You say 2 goes into 24 how many times? 12 times. 12 times remainder 1. Remainder 0, right? Then 2 goes into 12 6 times, remainder 0. Then 2 goes into 6 3 times, remainder 0. 2 goes into 1 times, remainder 1, right? Then 2 go into this one 0 times, remainder 1. So this 1 0 0, this one, that's what you will now write down, that 1 1 0 0 0. So this 1100 is the binary for 24. So now your computer doesn't understand this thing. It doesn't understand this 24. This is how it understands the 24. 11000. It doesn't understand it like how you human being understand 24 as this 24. Your computer doesn't understand that. This is how your computer understands the language 24. So there's something in your computer that translates this. Just as when I speak French to you, you may not understand, somebody will translate to you. So there's something in your computer that translates this 24 into this. So this was the essence of the maths you people did in SHS. And most of you have said, oh, maths, we will not use it for anything. Be there. You've not reached a stage where you use it for something. That's why you don't know. You get it? So computer doesn't understand. Even this B, there's a number that represents letter B, letter A, letter C. Every letter B we have in the world, there's a binary number that represents them. You get it? But I'm not talking about binary yet. Yeah, we are talking about DNS with their corresponding IP addresses. Now, you should also know that HTTPS protects you against something. Look at something here. Look at something on my screen up here. Oh, what's wrong? Okay, it's slow, so don't worry, now HTTPS. You should also know something about HTTPS. Just look at this. You see, I'm using localhost something. Mine is not HTTP. See, have you seen it here? Mine is not HTTPS. You see that mine is HTTP. This one, it's local. I've not published it online. I'm actually developing a website that when people generate something with AI, they can humanize it with AI. You can humanize it like a system that can humanize the AI generated text for them. But I've not launched it online yet, so the security is not added yet. I'm still local, like it's still on the machine. I'm still working on it. So you can see the S, it's not secure. And if I publish it this way, not secure, the site will be dangerous. Like you can just easily visit the site. Do you get it? So you need to have S on it to make it look secure. Now, this HTTPS, are you with me? What does it protect you against? When S is added to the HTTPS, what does it protect you against? It protects you against something. What's it? So write a note on that. Write down that the HTTPS secures communication between a browser and a website. The HTTPS secures communication between a browser and a website and protects against eavesdropping. And and man-in-the-middle attacks. The HTTPS secure communication between a browser and a website and protect against eavesdropping and man-in-the-middle attacks. You need to know that the HTTPS secures communication between a browser and a website and protect against eavesdropping and man-in-the-middle attacks. Man-in-the-middle attacks. Okay. So let me ask a question based on that, based on the definition I gave you right now. Based on what the HTTPS do. So let me ask you a question on that. Are you ready? Now, if they ask you that, what does HTTPS protect people against? What does HTTPS protect people against? A, hardware theft. B, browser installation. C, monitor failures. D, printer errors. And E, eavesdroppers, and MITM attacks. MITM means man in the middle. So the man in the middle, I said no. The shortcut is MITM. But actually, if you want to write it well, we mostly write the M capital letter, then I-T, then capital letter, MITM. So it is E. Okay, it protects you against eavesdroppers and MITM attacks. Is that okay? It secures communication between a browser and a website and protects against eavesdropping and man-in-the-middle attacks. Simple as that. Don't forget that. You will see it in exams. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah. Then let's proceed. Now, you learned about the internet, is that okay? And the World Wide Web, isn't it? Now, it is important, keep note, it is important you know that the internet is a worldwide telecommunications system, okay, that provide connectivity for millions of small networks. You learned that in class, is that not it? You were told that the internet is described as a worldwide telecommunication system, isn't it? That provide connectivity for millions of smaller networks. Is that not what you were taught? Now, if that is the case, it means you should always remember that the internet gives connectivity to what? Millions of small networks. So every small network all over, the internet gives them connectivity. It's a very important point you need to remember. Is that okay? Listen, the function of the internet, I'm talking about what the internet does. Is that okay? The internet is a worldwide telecommunication system, okay? And what does it do? Apart from being a worldwide telecommunication system, like what does it mean by that? What it does is that it provides connectivity for millions of smaller networks. So always remember that it is the internet that provides all smaller networks with connectivity. Okay, it provides small networks with what? Connectivity. Is that okay? So if that is the case, now assuming I ask a question like, let me give you a question like this. The internet is said to provide connectivity for what? The internet is said to provide connectivity for what? The internet is said to provide connectivity for what? A. Government agencies only. B. Mobile phones only. C. Millions of small networks. D. Schools only. And E. Businesses only. The internet is said to provide connectivity to which of the following? A. Government agencies only. B. Mobile phones only. C. Millions of smaller networks. D. Schools only. And E. Businesses only. So it is C. Millions of smaller networks. So it provides connectivity for all of them. It's a telecommunication system that provides network for all. Is that okay? All small networks. Now, this internet we are talking about, we often refer to it as what? So you should also remember what it is often referred to as. Okay, it's also referred to as something. Now, pay attention to my words. My words are very important at this moment. Okay, I'm recording the meeting because of that, so that you can listen again. Now, you see, because the internet links separate network together, okay, like several other networks, like this is one small internet here, one small internet here, one small network here, one small network here, one small network here. So it can link all of them together, right? You can link them together, isn't it? Now, because listen, because it links separate network together, so it is described as something. What is it described as? You see, you have several network. Okay, you have several network, and it has linked several network together. So something that has linked several network together, what would you call it? You have to call it network of networks. You see, Bank of Ghana. Okay, do you know Bank of Ghana is the mother of all banks? It's the one that all banks, like their reserve and everything, is with. And Bank of Ghana is also a bank. So because it's the mother of all other banks, all other small banks, we call it what? The mother of all banks. Is that not it? So mother of banks, bank of all banks. So if the internet is bringing several networks together, you can call it network of networks. You get it? Network of what? Networks. Is that okay? So the internet is also referred to as what? So in case they ask you in exams, you should be able to answer that question correctly. So when I ask you, the internet is also referred to as what? A single computer. B, a web browser. C, a network of networks. D, a private database. And E, an operating system. So what would you refer to it as? A single computer. B, a web browser. C, a network of networks. D, a private database. And E, an operating system. So it is a network of networks. Is that okay? Now, later we have something called Internet 2. Pay attention, Internet 2. Internet 2. Now, this Internet 2, listen, keep note on this. The Internet 2 actually focuses on research that involve high bandwidth internet application, okay, which include advanced remote scientific and medical uses. Is that not it? You can write it down. Internet 2 focuses on research that involve high bandwidth internet applications. Internet 2 focus. I'm now talking about Internet 2. I'm done with the Internet 2. Internet 2 focuses on research involving high bandwidth internet applications, including advanced remote scientific and medical uses. Okay, Internet 2 focuses on research. I know why I'm telling you what it focuses on. They will ask you what it is focus. If me I set CSM question for you people, I'm very wicked. if you get well, let me not say it. Me, I won't even give you MCQs at the first place. And my exams too, I'll tell the invigilators not to invigilate you people. They should allow you to copy. You can even bring book to the exam. You can even bring your phone. It's just one thing I used to know. It came in the midterm. Oh, okay, I see. So write the notes. Internet 2 focuses on research involving high bandwidth internet application, okay, including advanced remote scientific and medical uses. Is that okay? So in exams, when they ask you what Internet 2 is used for, you can deduce your answer from the points I just gave you right now. Don't forget to. If you like, forget. You go explain tire. Should I say it again? I'm saying it for the last time. Internet 2 focuses on research involving high bandwidth internet applications, including advanced remote scientific and medical users. That's what it focuses on. Is that okay? Now, as of 1984, is that okay? If you guys read your material, as of 1984, you were told that there's a number of hosts, okay, who are already linked to the ARPANET. ARPANET. That as of 1984, there are some number of users who are already linked towards ARPANET. How many were they? Like how many? Like estimate, rough estimate. If you don't know the exact number, what's the rough estimate? Like approximately how many people were already linked, how many hosts were already linked to the ARPANET as of 1984. So please write it down. It's approximately 1,000 actually. It's approximately 1,000. It's approximately 1,000. Don't forget that. Approximately what? 1,000. Now, you see, if they ask you a question like this, pay attention. Oh. Tabbed browsing. Tabbed browsing allows users to. Tabbed browsing allows users to A. Delete websites. B. Open multiple web pages in one window. Listen on. Tabbed browsing allows users to A. Delete websites. B. Open multiple web pages in one window. C. Save passwords. D. Print multiple pages. And E. Install softwares. Now, I'm in one window. This is a window. And in this window, I have this page. 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 For example, I have another page. I can decide to open another window. That will not show all these pages. That I have to start new pages on those ones. Do you get it? So the question is related to what I just displayed right now. Okay, so tabbed browsing allows users to do what? A. Delete website. B. Open multiple web pages in one window. C. Save passwords. D. Print multiple pages. And E. Install software. So it is open multiple web pages in one window. That's B. Okay, it allows you to open multiple web pages in one window. Is that okay? Now, in you see the way we have extension, file extension. For instance, this thing I open right here, this is whiteboard.pdf. It's actually a PDF I created. You see that it ended with .pdf. It tells you that it's a PDF. If it's a Word document, it will end with .docs and cx or so. Excel ends with xlsx. Is that not it? Now, if something ends with JPEG, okay, what is that thing? Can you guys tell me what that thing is? Just as this one ends with .pdf and I know it's a PDF. Just as this one ends with .pdf and I know it's a PDF. So I told you to keep note for a reason. I know what I'm doing. There's no question anywhere that I'm going to show you. I'm just bringing out something from somewhere for you. So you should, in this school there are some limits to certain things. Do you get it? So please just pay attention and you get what I'm talking about. There's no question for me to display. There are limits to certain things. So please. So when you see JPEG, and there's another one called is it PNG? Yeah, something like that. There's PNG, there's JPEG, there's even JPG itself. JPG without the E. Now the JPEG stands for what? What does it stand for? What does JPEG stand for? So it stands for Joint Photographic Expert Group. Okay. Joint Photographic Expert Group. That's what it stands for. So write it down. JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. Joint Photographic Experts Group. So it's mostly for images. Is that okay? Now, if they ask you what a server is, you should be able to tell what a server is. We call something server. Server. Okay. Server. Okay. Now, this server, we mostly refer to it as the heart of what? Of most networks. Okay, we mostly refer to it as being the heart of most networks. So, network server. Is that okay? So, we have client server, we have client, yeah, something like that, client server and the likes. So, the server is mostly referred to as the heart of most networks. Is that okay? Don't forget that. It's a note you should keep. Is that okay? Server is the heart of what? Most networks. Okay. Now, who developed the ARPANET, or when it was originally developed by who? Is it Elon Musk? Is it who originally developed the ARPANET? So it's something you should also remember, because something they can question you, they can ask you a question on, okay, about who developed the ARPANET. It was originally developed by what? The US Department of Defense, not just the US Department. There are several departments. You should mention the specific department. Is that okay? So when you say US Department, it's not yet an answer. Okay, you need to be specific. So US Department of what? Defense. Okay. And it became functional in which year? 1969. Is that not it? It became functional in 1969. I hope you know that, right? So it became functional in 1969 and was developed by what? The US Department of Defense. Don't forget that as well. It became functional in which year? 1969. Now, we call something plugins. I've not opened all my software. Like, I'll show you what typically a plugin is. Plugins are basically those tools that they were initially not fully part of the software, but you later add them to it. So that's why we call them add-ons also. So another name for plugins is what? Add-ons. So don't forget. So when they ask you an alternative name for plugins, they are also called what? Add-ons. Okay. Alternative name for plugins is what? Add-ons. Another name for plugin is what? Add-on. The add-on is spelled ADD hyphen ONS. Add-ons. Okay. So another name for plugin is add-ons. Now, if you clear cookies in your browser, what happens? When you clear cookies in your browser, what happens? The moment you clear cookies in your browser, all the accounts that you've logged in on your browser, all of them will be logged out. If you clear cookies, you clear all cookies. Okay. All logged in accounts will be removed from the browser session. From that particular browser session. That's what will happen. Is that okay? So you clearing cookies can remove the data that keeps that browser account logged in. Is that okay? So remove those data, and it will cause the login account to be removed from the browser session. Okay, so it's also another important point to note. Okay, they'll ask you questions about cookies, what they do. Is that okay? Now, listen to this question. You see, we identify a domain name earlier, like domain name like the KNUST something website, domain. Now, which part of the domain name specifically identifies a single computer or an organization. Which part of that domain name identifies a single organization or a single computer? Which part of it does that? When I wrote https knust.edu.gh, that domain name, for instance, which part of it, okay, identifies a single computer or an organization? Add-ons are plugins. Another name for it is plugin. And I'm asking you guys something. The domain name, the https and knust.edu.gh, which part of it, okay, identifies a single computer or organization? So it is the host name. Is that okay? The first field, the host name. Okay, the KNUST, the host name. That's what identifies a single computer or the particular organization. Is that okay? Yeah. No, the edu identify the type of institution that it is. Okay, that it's an educational institution. Okay. And then the GH identify that, okay, it is governmental, not private. You get it? And you see that it's not .com. Those ones that have .com are commercial. They are for commercial purpose. .com. Then the ones that have .org are like mostly non-governmental organization. You see that? So it's not a path name. It is the host name, not a path name. The host name. Is that okay? The question I ask you, the answer is the host name, not the path name. The host name. The host is KNUST. The KNUST you see inside. Is that okay? Now, you've heard of Web 2, isn't it? Web 2.0. Right? Now, what's the characteristic of Web 2.0? What do you know about Web 2.0? That's Web 2. Or how is it different from Web 1? So Web 2 has what? Greater user-generated content and interaction than Web 1. Is that okay? It has greater user-generated content. Web 2 has greater user-generated content and interaction. Can you guys hear me, right? Yeah, in the comment room if you can hear me. Please, can you hear me? Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Okay, listen. Web 1.0 is a read-only internet. It only allows you to read only, okay? And it has only static pages. Keep the note. Web 1.0 is read-only. Web 1.0 is what? Read-only internet with static pages. So on Web 1.0, users only look at information. They can't interact. They only look. Somebody is only feeding you with information. That's all. You can't interact. So Web 1.0 there, you only read. It's read only. It's a read only internet with static pages. The pages are static. And users only look at information over there. That's all. But when it gets to Web 2.0, that one is read-write. Web 2.0 is read-write. Web 1.0 was read-only, but Web 2.0 is what? Read-write. Okay, it's an interactive internet where users make content and use social media. Is that okay? So it is Web 2 that gives you guys opportunity to be able to comment in this comment room. Else you will not have opportunity to ask questions. I will just be giving you information, you will take it like that, static. Like You can't even interact. You can't even tell me something for me to see. You can't even ask me a question in the comment room. You can't even do banter for banter online. You get it? You can't even banter people online. That's web 1 for you. I hope you get it right. Yeah. Please know the web 1 and web 2 thing very well. You will see it in the end of SEM. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay. Now, we have types of cookies. Can you guys mention the various types of cookies you were taught in class? I'm waiting. Hurry up. I want to see if you guys have actually learned your own thing before coming here and pull. I already told you what Web 2 does. Web 2 is read-write. You can interact. It's interactive. But Web 1, no interaction. Now let's go to, I'm talking about cookies. Mention types of cookies that you were taught. Okay, you have session cookies, persistent cookies. Okay. Now, which among all the ones you guys have written down here? Okay. Which of them expires when the browser closes? Which among them expires when the browser closes? Which of them expires when the browser closes? How we set cookies. I wanted to show you. I set cookies somewhere. Which page did I set just then? So it's the session cookie, okay? The session cookies. Now, what are some of the disadvantages of cookies? What are some of the disadvantages of cookies? What are some of the disadvantages of cookies? So in case they ask you of the disadvantage, they can ask you in MCQs form or fill-in form anyway. What are some of the disadvantages of cookies? So the biggest disadvantage raised on cookies, although there are others, is privacy issues. Is that okay? Privacy issues, like issues of privacy or privacy concern. As someone has written, privacy concern. Is that okay? Now, if you want to create a bookmark on your browser, okay, if you want to create a bookmark, what shortcut do you use to create a bookmark? Like when I use Control plus something, Control plus what should I use to create a bookmark on my browser? What shortcut do you use to create a bookmark on your browser? Control D, yeah. So you use it to create a bookmark. Is that okay? Control D, Control plus D, that's fine. Now, this question I've asked you before, so you know it. When you have an IP address like 2 something something something, an IP address, you know IP address is in numbers. Now, what is the text version of an IP address? How do we call the text version of an IP address? You know it already, guys. We've seen it as an example several times on this screen. What's the text version of an IP address called? What do you call the text version of an IP address? You know, IP address is in numbers. Okay, so the textual version of it, how would you call it? Listen, please, instead of you to be worried, it's better to pay attention. Nothing to worry about. Attention is the most important thing. I'm saying that IP addresses and numbers, so it's actually a point you should even keep in your head. Anywhere you go, you should remember that, right? But that's not the bone of, that's not what I'm coming to talk about. And I'm saying that I'm giving you a gist that IP addresses and numbers. But then, how is its textual form? That IP address that's in numbers, in textual form, how is it called? If they put it in text version, how is its text version called? That's what they've written on the screen. That's domain name. Okay, domain name. Please don't write DNS. Oh, it's domain name. Is that okay? Don't mix DNS directly with domain name. Just call it domain name, not DNS. It's different. So when you write DNS is basically what translates the text, the domain name into IP address, like what translates the text into. Do you get it? That's DNS. The thing that translates, just like you hire a translator to translate one language to another for you. So it is the DNS. We've mentioned what the DNS means in this class, so you guys should write it in the comment room. It is the DNS that translates the domain name to the IP address, and IP address it do the translation. That's what the DNS does. Okay, so the DNS serves as a translator. Okay, the DNS server translates a domain name into its associated IP address. Is that okay? If I say something right there, you start asking later in domain name system. So that domain name system, the server, what it does is that it translates a domain name into its associated IP addresses. Okay, it translates domain name into its associated IP address. That's what it does. Okay, now let's talk about computer networks like and malware and the likes. Let's talk about those ones too, because you see it plenty also. To be plenty over there. That one I'm trying to let me give you one short apple. You see plenty question from that side. I don't know, was it lecture 4 or so? Which lecture is that? I think lecture 4 or lecture 3, where you guys were talking about malwares and those things. I mean, the mid-sem, you didn't get plenty question from it, right? The end of sem, you will see. Is it lecture 4 or lecture 3? It's lecture 3. Eh? You see plenty question from it. I don't know if did you guys get more question from that place in mid-sem? I mean, I've forgotten the mid-sem question actually, but I know you guys, I'm not sure you guys really got a lot of questions from there. In the end of sem, you see it. Now, did you guys, you learned about one, man, pan. So what's the full meaning of pan? Write in the comment room, I want to see. What's the full meaning of pan? And what's the full meaning of one? What's the full meaning of man? You did a lot of them, like 5 or 6 of them. So man means what? Pan means what? LAN also means what? LAN, MAN, WAN, PAN. What do they mean? So PAN is personal area network. Okay. Then LAN is what? LAN is what? Local area network. That's good. WAN is what? Wide area network. Good. Then MAN is what? Man. Man. Man is what? Man is what? Nobody is writing man. Yeah, we have CAN also, campus area network. Then we have MAN, metropolitan area network. That's good. Okay. Now, pay attention here. This is how they will ask you some of the questions. Now, man. Okay. What does man cover? What does it cover? Which place does it cover? Which area does it cover? Which area does man covers? Which area does it cover? Man cover an entire city. Is that okay? Man covers what? an entire city. Okay, it's across a city, so it covers an entire city. And it is important you know that man is between LAN and WAN. Don't forget, if man is between what? LAN and WAN. Okay, man is between them. It's between LAN and WAN. Is that okay? It's in between LAN and WAN, meaning it's more than LAN and it's less than WAN. That's the meaning. Is that okay? So man covers an entire city. You get it? Okay. Now pay attention. Oh. What did I say? I said man covers an entire city and is between what? LAN and WAN. Now this one, okay, one wide area network. There is something about it you need to know. Is that okay? Now, in one communication, there's a medium that is used in one communication. What is the name of that medium? You will see it all. In one communication, what's the name of the medium used in one communication? What's the medium used in one communication? So it uses what? Satellite links. Is that okay? Or leased telephone lines. Leased. Like LEASED. So the one uses leased telephone lines. Satellite links uses leased telephone lines and satellite links and some other ones too. Okay, but the first two common ones that you should even remember first. Okay, leased telephone lines, satellite links. Leased telephone lines and satellite links. So that's the medium the one uses. Is that okay? Now, it came in the meeting. Oh, I see. Now, can you guys tell me the benefit of computer networks? What's the benefit of computer networks? What you taught? Did you guys treat that in class? The benefit of computer networks. What are the benefits of computer networks? What are the benefits of computer networks? So one benefit of computer networks is the fact that it has increased speed. Is that okay? It has increased speed. For research, okay. Sharing resource, good. Enhances communication, okay. Then, what are some examples or some forms of malware that we have? Can you list them? Can you list some malwares that we have? Some malware that we have. What are some of the malware that we have? Malware. So we have what? Viruses, right? Good. We have viruses. We have worms. We have Trojan horses. Is that not it? We have ransomware. Ransomware. And then we have spyware. Okay, you guys are writing them. That's good. Okay. So those are some examples of. So if you see something weird, don't choose it. Okay. We've listed the types of this thing that we have, the types of malware that we have. We have viruses, worms, Trojan horses, ransomware, and spyware. Is that okay? We have those ones. Now, how do we measure the reliability of a network? When they say something is reliable, meaning you can put your mind on it and you can rely on it to do anything. Now, the reliability of a network, how do we measure it? How is the reliability of a network measured? Let me try and see if I can set it in form of question for you. Let me see how I can put this in form of question. Hold on, let me see how I can put it in form of question for you to answer me. Oh. Now, how do we measure the reliability of a network? A, are you listening? By the number of printers. B, by the number of wallpapers. C, by the type of monitor. D, by the color of the cables. And E, by the frequency of failure. How do we measure the reliability of a network? A, by the number of printers. B, by the number of wallpapers. C, by the type of monitor. D, by the color of cables. And E, by the frequency of failure. So it is E, it's by the frequency of failure. Is that okay? By the frequency of failure. Now, we call something spam. What is it? Spam. Not spam. Spam. Because I've heard some country, I don't want to mention their name. They call spam. So that's how I'm making it clear that spam, as in SPAM, spam, not spam, like what is supposed to be spam that some countries choose to call spam. Okay, so what's a spam? So spams are basically what? Spams are basically messages that contain what? Phishing links that direct users to vulnerable sites. Is that okay? They direct users to vulnerable sites. So it's important to know that spam can contain what we call phishing link. Is that okay? Do you know that sometimes, let's say, let me show you people something. Do you know that there are several ways of writing A? You can have A like this, and you can also have A like this. You can have A like this. Now, if your email is abena@gmail.com, abena, okay, at gmail.com. Let's say you are someone who requests for fund from your daddy via email, okay, from your daddy via email. Now, somebody can go and recreate your email, he will imitate your email, okay. For example, he will imitate your email, but the person will not use this A, he will use different type of A. Do you know we have types of A? He will use different type of A, and if you don't look at it carefully, you will not even know that it's not that same A. Then the person will send a message to your daddy to release certain fund to your bank account. Then he will tell your daddy that, oh, don't send it to this also account, send it to this. Before you know, your daddy's money is gone. This is one of the ways scammers scam government of US outside. Okay, they use phishing links and all that. Is that okay? They imitate people's email and then they use it to request for. Obviously, the white people, they have this money and all those things they request for from the government, and they write emails and all those things. So somebody can pretend to be the person by using phishing links and all that. Then you request for those funds and get it into their account. So money that is supposed to go to certain people, that's what the scammers hunt on the way and all that. I don't want to talk much about that. Is that okay? So spam messages, unwanted messages can contain what? Phishing links. Is that okay? Okay. Now, you guys learned about topology. Mention the various topology that you know. I see. Mention the various topology that you know. Mention them. Let me ask you some questions on them. What are the various topology that you were taught? So we have what? Bus topology. Good. Mesh topology. Star. Okay. Ring. Okay. So those are the topologies. Okay. Now, which of them, among all the ones you guys have listed so far, okay, or let me ask this way, let me choose one of them, like ring topology like this. Which cable is used in ring topology? Which cable is used in ring topology? Like which cable is used to connect devices in ring topology? Which cable is used to connect? Please pay attention, or you can write it down if they give the answer. Which cable is used to connect devices in ring topology? So it is the RJ hyphen, you should put an hyphen, RJ hyphen 45 cable. Is that okay? RJ hyphen 45 cable. Yeah, you can also use the coaxial cable also. You can also use the coaxial cable also. It's true. You can use that one too. So either RJ45 cable or coaxial cable. Is that okay? Coaxial. Now, among the topology you guys listed, which of them has a direct connection between every pair of devices? Like it has direct connection between every pair of the devices. Which of them? It has a direct connection between every pair of the devices. Direct connection between all of them. Like every pair of device have direct connection. Every pair of device has direct connection. Are you sure it's mesh topology? You see, in mesh topology, every device has a dedicated point-to-point link, okay, to all other devices, okay. So that gives them that direct connection between every single pair. So it is mesh topology. So when they ask you that, which topology has a direct connection between every pair of devices, it is mesh topology. Is that okay? It is mesh. No, listen to it's English. I know why some people say star. Listen to the question. Which topology has a direct connection between every pair of devices? Is it star? All of them connect to one another back to back. But this one, every pair of devices, so it's mesh topology. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. What in a star topology? All the devices are connected to something in a star topology. What are they connected to? In a star topology, all the devices are connected to something. And what's the name of that thing? They are all connected to somewhere. What's the name of that place? Or how do you call it? So they are all connected to a central what? Controller. Okay. For them, they are not directly to the other devices. They are connected to a central controller. Is that okay? The name malware, where does it even come from? Malware. So malware what does it refer to? Malware. The last time before midterm I spoke about that. Malware. Mal is basically like a short form of malicious. The word malicious, okay, that's what has been shortened to what? Mal. Do you get it? Then software has been shortened to ware. So malicious software in short becomes what? Malware. So the beginning of malicious, mali, you see, and the ending of software, ware. So that's what became malware. You see that? Malware. You get it? So the first three letters of malicious and then the last 4 letters of software. That's how you can remember. So malware. So it's basically malicious software. Is that okay? So you can, at times you refer to them as intrusive software also. Intrusive software. And their intention is to steal data or damage system or act maliciously. Okay. Yeah. Now, let me ask you one important question, very important question. So pay attention. I'll try and put it in form of possible answer to see. Which of the following factors can affect the performance of a network? Which of the following factors can affect the performance of a network? A. Computer wallpaper. B. Transmission medium. C. Paint color. And D. Keyboard language. Yeah, I'll talk about ransomware. I'm coming. I'm asking a question. Which of the following can affect the performance of a network? A. Computer wallpaper. B. Transmission medium. C. Paint color. And D. Keyboard language. So it is B. Transmission medium. So transmission medium can affect the performance of a network. Is that okay? The transmission medium that you chose, it can affect the performance of your network. Is that okay? It's one of the factors that can affect the network performance. You get it? Now, in a star topology, that central controller we were talking about in a star topology, some of you, I saw you writing in the comment section earlier that you can also call it hub. Okay, so don't forget hub. Is that okay? The central hub. Don't forget that as well. But do you know a switch can also serve the purpose of the central hub? A switch can serve that purpose. Okay. Now, what is PAN? PAN, P-A-N. Personal area network. So it is organized around an individual. Is that not it? An individual person. So it's PAN is organized around an individual person and their personal devices. Is that okay? PAN is simple. It's just around an individual and their personal devices. Now, when you install antivirus on your computer, what does it help you do? When you install antivirus software on your computer, what does it do on your computer? When you install antivirus software, what does it do? Can you tell me briefly what it does? What's the purpose of antivirus, installing antivirus software? Hey, this one there, you should know. You guys have been downloading antivirus on your laptops and all that. So what does it work for? Yeah, it's protect. So don't just say viruses. If you say virus, you are just limiting it to one type of malware. So just say malware in general. It actually protects your computer against malware in general. Okay, though you are right by saying virus, but it's good to say malware. Is that okay? It protects you against malware. Now, in which of the malware that does the person disguise as legitimate software, like it would disguise itself as a legitimate software? Which of them is that? Which of the malware? Is it virus? Is it worm or what? A minute. I'm asking a question. when you disguise yourself as legitimate software, which of the malware disguises itself as a legitimate software so that it can penetrate? It is Trojan horse. Okay, it's a Trojan horse. So it disguises itself and looks legitimate. Okay, like an application that looks legitimate, but it carries malicious functions. Is that okay? So the moment you install it or you put it on your computer, oh, you go explain tire. You get it? Then let's talk about CAN. Now, look at something. Let me ask you this. Which of those area network, okay, among all the area network, CAN, WAN, LAN, and the likes, which of them contain interconnected LANs within a limited campus environment, like a university? Which of them? This one you should remember. Which of them contain interconnected LANs within a limited campus environment, like a university? Which of the area networks, among all the area networks we spoke about, okay, WAN, CAN, AFCON, whatever, which of them, okay, is the interconnection of LANs within a limited campus environment like a university? So it's CAN, okay, campus area network. Is that okay? Then, now, I think you guys didn't get question on lecture 4 in the exams. That's e-commerce. So in the end of sem, you will see a lot of questions from there as well. So let's answer some questions from there. Now let me ask you a question. Now, this one I'll ask you in certain ways that will make it easy for me to capture what I want to show you. I'm now forming the question based on the places I know your questions will be coming from. So let me see. Listen, you have to keep me in check because I'm now forming questions based on the places I know that questions are coming from there. So I have to put it constructively in a proper way. Okay, what are some of the consumer benefits of e-commerce? What are some of the consumer benefits? What did I say? Consumer benefits of e-commerce. What are some of the consumer benefits of e-commerce? What are some of the consumer benefits of e-commerce? What are some of the consumer benefits of e-commerce? A. Forming long queues. B. Having limited choices. C. Availability of paper catalogs. D. 24/7 shopping. And E. Higher level travel. Yeah, okay, it's safe transporting. Okay, those are right, but I'm giving you some options to answer for me. A. Availability of long queues. B. Having limited choices only. C. Availability of paper catalogs. D. 24/7 shopping. And D. Higher travel. So it's D. 24/7 shopping. That's one of the consumer benefits of e-commerce. Is that okay? You can shop 24/7. You get it? Then let me construct a question properly for you. In a normal e-commerce purchase process, when does the merchant's web server compute and display the total cost of the order? Listen carefully. In the normal e-commerce purchase process, when does the merchant's web server compute, that's calculate, and display the total cost of the order? A. before the consumer browses the catalog. B, after the consumer provides purchase information such as credit card details. C, only after processing network has fulfilled the order. D, before items are placed in the electronic shopping cart. And E, after the consumer receives physical delivery. Again, in the normal e-commerce purchase process, when you are buying something e-commerce online, when does the merchant web server compute and display the total of the order? When you go to Jumia, this is basically what I'm asking. When you go to Jumia and you pick things, when will Jumia people do the calculation of your total cost, how much you are supposed to pay? When will they calculate and show you the amount you are supposed to pay? So the options are A, before the consumer browses the catalog, before you start checking those goods in the catalog, before you do it, A. Then B is saying that after the consumer provides purchase information such as credit card details. C, only after the processing network has fulfilled the order. D, before items are placed in the electronic shopping cart. And E, after the consumer receives physical delivery. There's no way you will get your delivery before they will show you your total. No. So E is wrong. Then D is saying that before items are placed in the electronic, no. It's not the total you see before it is placed in the cart. It is the price of a single product you see before it is placed in the cart. So D is wrong because of that. Then C is saying that only after processing network has fulfilled the order. No, you have to see your total before you even fulfill the order. So I think the answer is B, after the consumer provides purchase information such as credit card details. Is that okay? After you provide that's the best answer among all I've mentioned so far. Now listen carefully. Which of the following best distinguishes e-business from e-commerce? Which of the following best distinguishes e-business from e-commerce? A, e-commerce includes all digital operations, while e-business is only online buying and selling. Pay attention. Which of the following best distinguishes e-business from e-commerce? Pay attention. Which of the following best distinguishes e-business from e-commerce? A, e-commerce includes all digital operations, whereas e-business is only online buying and selling. That's A. Then B says, e-business is limited to consumer shopping, whereas e-commerce is limited to employee training. Then C, e-business is concerned with electronic buying and selling, and e-business covers broader digital business processes. D, e-business excludes collaboration with partners, whereas e-commerce requires it. What's the right answer? Let me come with the options again. We are asking for the difference between e-business and e-commerce. A, e-commerce includes all digital operation, whereas e-business is only online buying and selling. So A is actually wrong. Oh, why did I even say it? B, e-business is limited to consumer shopping, whereas e-commerce is limited to employee training. How is e-commerce about employee training? That doesn't even make sense. So B is also wrong. C, e-commerce concerns electronic buying and selling, whereas e-business covers broader digital business processes. Then D, e-business excludes collaboration with partner, whereas e-commerce requires it. So I think the answer is C. Okay, e-commerce concerns electronic buying and selling, whereas e-business covers broader digital business processes. Okay, then let me give you something else. Which of the following represents the key drivers of e-commerce? Which of the following represents the key drivers of e-commerce? Which of the following represent the key drivers of e-commerce? A, A, typography, okay, comma, electricity. You can write down. I know why I want you to write this. A, typography, comma, electricity, ekikimi, comma, antivirus. Antivirus software, sorry. Write it down. Option A, typography, comma, electricity, comma, antivirus software and file compression. B, technological, comma, political, comma, social and economic factors. I said A, typography. I will tell you the question again, but write the options down first. A, typography, electricity, antivirus software, and file compression. B, technological, political, social, and economic factors. C, printers, monitors, keyboards, and scanners. And D, HTML, cookies, plugins, and bookmarks. And E, viruses, worms, phishing, and ransomware. So the question again is, which of the following represent the key drivers of e-commerce? The drivers, what drives e-commerce? We started at 7:30, so we are supposed to close at 9:30. Which of the following represent the key drivers of e-commerce? So the answer is B. Okay, technological, political, social, and economic factors. Is that okay? They are the key drivers of e-commerce. Okay. Then in B2B connection model, what mainly increases complexity as trading partner community grows? In B2B, okay, in B2B trading. In B2B connection model, what mainly increases complexity as the trading partner community grows? A, every partner must use the same web browser. B, the enterprise must support mapping, translation, tracking, and technical issues for each partner. C, the model eliminates all need for protocols. D, the service provider performs all document tracking automatically. And E, consumers must negotiate prices with each supplier manually. Again, listen. In the direct B2B connection model, what mainly increases complexity as the trading partner community grows? A, every partner, like what will increase complexity when the trading community grows? Trading partner community is growing. Do you get it? A, every partner must use the same web browser. B, the enterprise must support mapping, translation, tracking, and technical issues for each partner. C, the model eliminates all need for protocols. D, the service provider performs all document tracking automatically. It is B, the enterprise must support mapping, translation, tracking, and technical issues for each partner. Okay, it must support it for each partner. You get it? Then let's look at something else quickly. I need your full attention here. It's tensious. It's going to be tensious here. You get a lot of questions from this part. I need your attention more here, please. You get a lot of questions from this part. A lot. It's not going to be child's play. Like, I mean, the intranet. I mean, the intranet. Like, you get questions from the intranet a lot. Like that part. Like, which lecture is that? Which lecture did you guys learn about intranet? Which lecture did you learn about intranet? Now, what's the difference between intranet? Listen, oh, what's the difference between intranet, and a normal LAN, local area network? What's the difference between intranet and a normal LAN? What's the difference between intranet and a normal LAN? What's the difference between intranet and a normal LAN? A. An intranet is always public, while a LAN is always private. Pay attention. What's the difference between intranet and a normal LAN? A. An intranet is always public, while a LAN is always private. B. An intranet uses internet protocols and technologies to support internal organizational information sharing, whilst a LAN does not do that. C. An intranet cannot use LAN or WAN technologies. As in, what distinguishes the intranet from the normal LAN? That's my question. What differentiates intranet from the LAN? So A. The intranet is always public, whereas the LAN is always private. B. An intranet uses internet protocols and technologies to support internal organizational information sharing. Then C. An intranet cannot use LAN or WAN technology. And D. A LAN is used only for employees, while intranet is used only for customers. Which of them is the answer? So it is B. Okay, what distinguishes the intranet from the normal LAN is that an intranet uses internet protocols and technology to support internal organizational information sharing. Is that okay? Yeah. Now, let me see. Let me look at your lecture 5. Now, what's the meaning of application sharing in work group computing? What's the meaning of application sharing in work group computing? What's the meaning of application sharing in work group computing? What's the meaning of application sharing in work group computing? What's the meaning of application sharing in work group computing? A. Each participant buys a separate copy of the same program. Each participant buys a separate copy of the same program. B. All participants run a software program located on one user's machine. C. Only one person can view the software while others listen by phone. D. Participants exchange printed screenshots of an application. And E. The operating system deletes unused application automatically. Again, application sharing in work group computing means that A. Each participant buys a separate copy of the same program. B. All participants run a software program located on one user's machine. C. Only one person can view the software while others listen by phone. D. Participants exchange printed screenshots of an application. And E. The operating system deletes unused application automatically. Pseudocode. That's if there's enough time. If there's no time, we'll talk about it on WhatsApp. What time are you guys writing CSM? So all participants run a software program located on one user's machine. Okay, that's how the work group computing, application sharing takes place in work group computing. Is that okay? Let me talk about computer software because there will be Question from computer software. They will ask you question from computer software. I shouldn't forget that. Now let me ask you this question. Pay attention. Are you there? Which of the following statements distinguishes software from data? Which of the following statement distinguishes software from data? A. Software and data are exactly the same in computer operation. B. Software is touchable hardware, while data is not touchable. C. Software refers only to images, while data refers only to programs. D. Software consists of instructions that are run, while data is processed. And E. Software is processed, while data is run. Attention, attention, attention. Which of the following statement distinguishes software from data? A. Software and data are exactly the same in computer operations. B. Software is touchable hardware while data is not touchable. C. Software refers only to images. Software refers only to images while data refers only to programs. And D. Software consists of instructions that are run while data is processed. And E. Software is processed while data is run. So the answer is D. You guys are right. Okay, software consists of instructions that are run while data is processed. Okay. Then another question. Which of the following best describes system software? Which of the following best describes system software? Which of the following best describe system software? Pay attention. A. Are you ready? Which of the following best describes system software? A. It controls basic computer operations and acts as an interface between the user and the computer. B. It is used only to create presentations and spreadsheets. C. It runs only after all application software has been closed. D. It is any game installed by a user. And E. It is a collection of customer records stored in a database. Which of the following best describe system software? System software. A. It controls basic computer operations, operation, and acts as an interface between the user and the computer. B. It is used only to create presentations and spreadsheets. C. It runs only after all application software has been closed permanently. D. It is any game installed by a user. And E. It is a collection of customer records stored in a database. So the answer is A. Okay. A system software controls basic computer operations and acts as an interface between the user and the computer. Is that okay? A system software, don't forget it all. A system software controls the basic basic computer operations and acts as an interface between the user and the computer. Okay. It controls basic computer operation. This is the thing. Write down that system software controls and manages the computer's basic operation and provides the interface between the user, application, and hardware. Why did you guys do Microsoft Word? Well, what have I not spoken about? Flowcharts, pseudocode, and Microsoft Word. Did you all do the Microsoft Word? Did you all do the Microsoft Word? Okay. Then what about flowchart? Did you all treat flowchart? Are you all in the group? I'll write some things in the group for you. Okay. I hope you're all in the group, right? I hope you're all in the group, right? Okay, that's fine. So I'll save this record so that you can revisit it back again and listen to all what we've discussed so far. Okay. So I'm ending the distance, the video for now. Check the profile of this. Check the profile of this way. This page. So you guys should those of you who are not in the group, send me a message on. Somebody should write the number down. Someone should write the number in the comment room for others to write. 0535. So no other number apart from this number should text you and mention my name, Philos. No. It's the only number I have accessible to the public is 0535 200 440. That's the only number I use, like that's available to the public. I hope you get me right. 0535. Somebody should write it down in the comment room. 0535 200 440. 0535 200 440. Are you guys there? Zero 0535 200 440. So you have to make it like this. If in case you want to save it as like an international number, you make it +233 535 200. +200 So check the comment room. +233 535 200 I think it's been written in the group, right? You said you can hear me. It's been written, so you can check it. Say it's been written down there, right? I think Nana Abena has written it down there, so you can see Sephilos 0535200447.